Welcome to Life Lessons. Are you tired of feeling crushed by life's endless pressures, desperate for peace but unsure how to break free? Today, we're diving into a life-changing concept from Buddhist teachings, letting go, or Buong Ekse. This isn't just spiritual talk, it's your key to unlocking a peaceful life. In this 500-word introduction, I'll guide you through what letting go means and how it can transform your daily existence. Curious? Stick around. In this video, you'll discover the essence of Buong Ekse, uncover why it's so hard to release mental burdens, and learn practical steps to start living lighter today. Ready to find inner peace? Let's get started. Letting go, or Buong Ekse, comes straight from Buddhist philosophy. It's about shedding attachments, those nagging regrets, worries, or expectations that weigh you down. Think of it as dropping the baggage you don't need, not to give up, but to free yourself from suffering. Studies show over 70% of adults battle daily stress. Sound familiar? Buong Ekse offers a proven way to lighten that load, helping you reduce anxiety, boost relationships, and savor life's small joys. It's not about losing what matters, it's about releasing what holds you back. So, what's in store? First, we'll break down what letting go truly means in Buddhist teachings. Next, we'll tackle the obstacles, like fear or habit, that keep you stuck. Then, I'll share simple, actionable techniques, think mindfulness or meditation, to weave Buong Ekse into your routine. Plus, you'll hear an inspiring story of someone who turned their life around by letting go. By the end, you'll see how this ancient wisdom delivers modern-day peace. This isn't fluff, it's real. Imagine waking up free from yesterday's stress or tomorrow's dread, fully present and calm. That's the power of letting go, and it's closer than you think. Whether you're new to Buddhist teachings or eager to deepen your practice, you'll leave with tools to make a difference. At Life Lessons, we're all about sharing timeless wisdom for today's challenges. More on personal growth and mindfulness is coming your way, stay tuned. If letting go feels out of reach, or you're intrigued by how Buddhist teachings can shift your life, don't miss this. Like, share, and subscribe to Life Lessons for more on living fully. Let's dive in together. What is letting go in Buddhism? In today's fast-paced world, we're often caught up in a whirlwind of stress, desires, and regrets. It's like lugging around a heavy suitcase stuffed with things we don't need. But what if there was a way to drop that baggage and feel lighter? That's where Buong Ekse, or letting go, comes in, a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. Letting go means releasing attachments, cravings, and mental binds that tie us to material things, emotions, or even ideas. The Buddha taught that clinging to these things is the root of suffering. When we let go, we free our minds and open the door to true inner peace. The core message, attachments and suffering. At its heart, letting go in Buddhism is about understanding why we suffer. According to the Buddha, attachments, whether to a shiny new phone, a grudge, or an idealized version of ourselves, keep us trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction. In Buddhist philosophy, this is called dukkha, or suffering, and it stems from craving things to be a certain way. Life, however, is impermanent, everything changes. When we cling to what's fleeting, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Letting go doesn't mean we stop living or caring, it means we stop letting these attachments control us. It's about finding freedom in acceptance. Why does this matter? Because we all experience it. Think about the last time you obsessed over something you couldn't have or replayed an argument in your head. That's attachment pulling the strings. The Buddha's insight was simple yet profound: let go of the strings, and the suffering fades. This isn't just spiritual wisdom, it aligns with psychology too. Clinging creates stress, releasing it brings relief. Why letting go feels hard? If letting go is so liberating, why don't we do it more? The truth is, it's tough. We're wired to hold on. Our brains crave certainty in fear loss, a trait rooted in survival instincts. Letting go of a dream, a relationship, or even a worry can feel like losing part of ourselves. There's also a myth that letting go equals apathy, like we're giving up on life. But Buddhism flips this. It's not about apathy, it's about embracing reality without resistance. Picture holding a hot coal. The longer you grip it, the more it burns. Drop it, and the pain stops. Clinging to anger, fear, or expectations is the same, it hurts us more than it helps. Yet, the fear of the unknown keeps us gripping tighter. Buddhist teachings gently remind us, inner peace lies on the other side of that fear. How to let go, practical steps for everyday life. So, how do we practice letting go? The good news is, you don't need to be a monk to start. Mindfulness, a key Buddhist practice, is a great first step. It's about staying present, watching your thoughts and emotions without getting tangled in them. Next time you're stewing over something, pause. Notice the feeling, name it, I'm frustrated, and let it drift by like a leaf on a stream. You don't have to fix it or fight it, just let it be. Meditation takes this further. Spend 5 minutes a day focusing on your breath. When your mind wanders to worries or plans, guide it back gently. Over time, this builds a habit of releasing unhelpful thoughts. It's like mental decluttering, creating space for calm. Here are some everyday ways to apply letting go. Release grudges. Holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to suffer. Forgive, not for them, but for your own inner peace. Embrace change, life shifts constantly. Instead of resisting, try saying, this is how it is right now. Acceptance eases the struggle. Simplify desires, want less, appreciate more. Gratitude cuts through the endless chase for more and grounds you in the present. These aren't one-time fixes, they're practices. Each small act of letting go chips away at the weight we carry. The rewards, inner peace and beyond. What happens when we let go? The benefits ripple through our lives. You'll feel lighter, like you've shed that overstuffed suitcase. Stress shrinks as you stop battling things you can't control. Relationships soften when you drop expectations and let people be themselves. Most beautifully, you tap into inner peace, a quiet strength that doesn't depend on what's happening around you. In Buddhism, this is the path to nirvana, a state beyond suffering. But even in small doses, letting go transforms daily life. That argument you can't stop replaying. It loses its grip. That goal you didn't hit. It stings less. You become more flexible, more open, more alive in the moment. Bringing it all together. Byung Ekse, or letting go, is a gift from Buddhist teachings to anyone seeking peace. It's a call to loosen our grip on attachments, quiet the mind, and trust life's flow. Whether through mindfulness, meditation, or simply choosing acceptance over resistance, it's a practice we can all weave into our days. The Buddha showed us that suffering isn't inevitable. By letting go, we step into a freer, calmer way of being. So, why not try it? Put down one small burden today and see how it feels. You might just find the inner peace you've been searching for. The obstacles to letting go. Letting go sounds simple, but it's anything but easy. It's a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings, promising inner peace and freedom from suffering. Yet, there are hurdles in our path that make it feel like we're tied down by invisible ropes. These obstacles, fear, habits, and expectations, keep us clinging to things, people, or ideas, even when they no longer serve us. Let's dive into what these barriers are, why they're so hard to overcome, and how we can start loosening their grip in everyday life. 1. Fear, the tight grip of loss. First up is fear, a powerful force that stops us cold. We're scared of losing what we hold dear, be it our possessions, relationships, or even our sense of self. In Buddhist teachings, this fear stems from attachments. We convince ourselves that these things are essential to our happiness or safety. But here's the catch, the tighter we hold on, the more we set ourselves up for suffering. Why is letting go so scary? From a psychological angle, our brains are wired to prioritize avoiding loss over chasing gains. Studies suggest we feel loss twice as deeply as we feel joy. So, even if a job stresses us out or a relationship drains us, we cling because the unknown feels riskier. Buddhism flips this on its head: everything is impermanent. That job won't last forever, people evolve, and even our fears fade. Letting go isn't about loss, it's about trusting life's flow. Practical tip: start small. Let go of something minor, like an old resentment over a petty disagreement. Ask yourself, did letting this go ruin my day? Chances are, it didn't. That's your first step toward bigger releases. 2. Habits, the comfort of control. Then there's habits, those routines we fall into without thinking. One habit we all share: the need to control everything, our time, our environment, even our emotions. In Buddhist teachings, this urge to micromanage is another form of attachment. We think we can bend life to our will, but when things go off script, and they always do, we're left frustrated. Picture this: you plan a perfect day, but traffic jams or a cancelled meeting throws it off. Your instinct is to fight back, to force things into place. That's the habit of control at work. But life is like a river, you can't stop the current. Trying to is exhausting. Letting go here means stepping back and riding the waves instead of swimming against them. Practical tip: test it out. Next time, let someone else pick the movie or decide the dinner spot. Feel that discomfort? That's normal. But notice how, over time, releasing control lightens your load. It's a small win on the road to mindfulness. 3. Expectations, the trap of should. Finally, we have expectations, those sneaky thoughts about how things should be. Life should be fair, they should appreciate me, I should be further along by now. When reality doesn't line up, we cling to disappointment instead of moving on. In Buddhism, this is craving in disguise, and craving, as the Buddha taught, is the root of suffering. Expectations aren't inherently bad, they can push us forward. But when we get too attached, they trap us in a cycle of if only. We waste energy wishing instead of living. Letting go of expectations doesn't mean giving up goals, it means accepting what's real without bitterness. Practical tip: catch yourself saying should. Swap it for this is how it is. It's not defeat, it's clarity. From there, you can act without the weight of unmet hopes dragging you down. Why these obstacles feel like invisible ropes? So why do fear, habits, and expectations feel so binding? Because they're sneaky, they operate below the surface until we try to break free. In Buddhist teachings, the fix starts with mindfulness. By paying attention, we spot these ropes: the knot of fear when we think about change, the tug of habit when we resist uncertainty, the pull of expectations when life veers off course. Awareness is the first cut. Here's the thing: you don't have to rip these ropes off all at once. Forcing it is just another control trap. Instead, notice when you're holding tight and ask, is this helping me? If not, ease up, a little at a time. The payoff: freedom and inner peace. Overcoming these obstacles isn't a cakewalk, but it's worth it. Letting go of fear opens doors to new beginnings. Dropping the habit of control brings calm amid chaos. Releasing expectations lets you enjoy life as it unfolds. Together, these shifts pave the way to inner peace, a quiet strength that doesn't hinge on perfect circumstances. In Buddhism, Buong Xe is a practice, not a one-and-done deal. Each time you face a rope and choose to loosen it, you're training yourself to live lighter. The Buddha said suffering comes from clinging, freedom comes from letting go. Bringing it home. The road to letting go is bumpy, but knowing what's tripping you up, fear, habits, expectations, makes it less intimidating. These obstacles are human, but they don't have to own you. Through mindfulness and small, brave steps, like forgiving a slight or rolling with a change, you can start untying those invisible ropes. Life won't always cooperate, but you can still find peace. Try it today, let go of one thing, however small. Feel that lift? That's inner peace peeking through. Keep going, it's waiting for you. Methods for practicing letting go, a Buddhist approach to inner peace. In today's whirlwind of responsibilities, deadlines, and endless notifications, it's easy to feel trapped, whether by stress, resentment, or the nagging weight of unmet expectations. Fortunately, Buddhist teachings offer timeless wisdom to help us break free. The practice of letting go, or buông xả in Vietnamese Buddhism, isn't about giving up, it's about releasing what holds us back so we can live with greater ease and inner peace. Through simple yet profound methods like meditation, mindfulness, and compassion, we can lighten our emotional load and find a sense of calm amid life's storms. Let's dive into these practices, explore why they work, and see how you can bring them into your daily life for real stress relief and emotional well-being. 1. Meditation, quieting the mind to embrace impermanence. Meditation is a cornerstone of Buddhist teachings, and it's a powerful tool for letting go. Picture this: you sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Inhale, exhale. Thoughts pop up: work, that argument from yesterday, what's for dinner, but instead of chasing them, you let them drift by. This isn't just relaxation, it's training your mind to see that everything is temporary. In Buddhism, this awareness of impermanence is central. When you realize that joys, pains, and even your wildest worries won't last forever, clinging to them starts to feel pointless. Science agrees, meditation lowers stress hormones like cortisol and boosts your brain's ability to stay calm. It's like a gym workout for your mind, building resilience one breath at a time. How to apply it in daily life? You don't need a mountaintop retreat. Try 5 minutes in the morning, sit on your couch, focus on your breathing, and when your mind wanders, gently guide it back. Over time, this habit helps you release mental baggage, making room for peace of mind. 2. Mindfulness, staying present to release the past and future. Next up is mindfulness, a practice that's all about living in the present moment. In Buddhist philosophy, it's called right mindfulness, part of the path to end suffering. The idea is simple: instead of replaying yesterday's mistakes or stressing about tomorrow's to-do list, you tune into what's happening right now. Eating lunch. Taste the food. Walking outside. Feel the air. This works because most of our emotional weight comes from being stuck in time loops, regrets we can't change, futures we can't control. Mindfulness cuts through that noise, helping you let go by grounding you in the only moment you truly have, this one. Psychologically, it's a proven way to reduce anxiety and improve focus. How to apply it in daily life? Start with small steps. Next time you're washing dishes, notice the warm water, the soap suds, the rhythm of your hands. If your mind drifts to a worry, acknowledge it: oh, there's that thought, and return to the task. These mini moments of presence loosen your grip. 3. Compassion, freeing yourself with kindness. Then there's compassion, or loving kindness, a practice that melts away resentment and self-criticism. In Buddhist teachings, holding on to anger is like gripping a burning coal: you suffer most. Compassion flips that script. It's about offering kindness to yourself and others, even when it's tough. It doesn't mean ignoring hurt, it means not letting it define you. Imagine someone snaps at you. Instead of stewing, you think, they might be struggling too. Or when you mess up, you tell yourself, I'm doing my best. This shift dissolves the negativity that weighs you down. Studies show it also lowers stress and builds emotional resilience, making it a double win for your well-being. How to apply it in daily life? Begin with self-compassion. Next time you're frustrated, pause and say, it's okay to feel this way. Then extend it outward: wish a difficult person well in your mind. It's not instant, but each act of kindness chips away at old grudges, leaving you lighter. The core message: letting go brings freedom. These methods, meditation, mindfulness, and compassion, aren't random hacks, they're rooted in the Noble Eightfold Path, a Buddhist roadmap to end suffering. They work together to help you release attachments to things, emotions, even ideas about how life should be. The result? A sense of freedom that doesn't depend on perfect circumstances. Take a real-life example. Sarah, a busy mom, used to simmer with resentment toward her ex-husband. Through meditation, she saw her anger as a passing storm, not a permanent state. Mindfulness helped her enjoy time with her kids without replaying old fights. And compassion let her wish her ex well, freeing her from bitterness. She didn't change him, she changed herself. Practical benefits for your everyday life. Why bother? Because letting go transforms how you experience the world. Stress doesn't disappear, but it stops ruling you. You bounce back faster from setbacks. Your relationships improve as you shed old baggage. And there's a quiet joy, a lightness, that creeps in, even on tough days. Think of it like decluttering your home. The more you toss out what you don't need, the more space you have to breathe. These practices do that for your soul, offering stress relief, anxiety reduction, and a deeper connection to the present. Getting started, small steps, big impact. You don't need to master these overnight. Start where you are. Sit for a few minutes of meditation before work. Practice mindfulness during your coffee break. Offer compassion to yourself when you're stressed. Consistency matters more than perfection. Buddhist teachings remind us that suffering is universal, but it's not the end of the story. With these methods, you can let go of what drags you down and step into a lighter way of being. Why not try it today? Pick one practice, let go of one small burden, and feel the difference. That spark of inner peace. It's yours to claim. A story of letting go, finding peace through forgiveness. Life has a way of handing us burdens, some we can see, others we carry deep inside. For one man, that burden was a wound from the past he couldn't let go of. His story shows how letting go in Buddhist teachings can transform pain into inner peace. It's not about erasing the past but about freeing ourselves from its grip. Let's dive into his journey and see what we can learn about forgiveness, emotional healing, and living lighter. The weight of unforgiveness. Picture a man, we'll call him David, who lived with a heavy heart. Years ago, someone he trusted deeply betrayed him. The details don't matter as much as the pain it left behind. David couldn't forgive. Every time he thought about it, anger bubbled up, and resentment became his constant companion. It wasn't just the betrayal that hurt, it was how it consumed him. His days were clouded by bitterness, his sleep restless, his joy stolen. He was trapped in suffering, unable to move on. David's story might sound familiar. We've all held on to something, a grudge, a regret, a what if, that weighs us down. For David, refusing to forgive didn't punish the person who hurt him, it punished him instead. His misery grew, and he wondered if he'd ever feel free again. A lesson in letting go. One ordinary day, everything changed. David stumbled across a talk about Buddhist teachings at a local community center. The speaker introduced letting go, a core idea in Buddhism. They explained that holding on to anger and resentment is like clutching a hot coal, you're the one who gets burned. In Buddhist philosophy, these negative emotions are forms of attachment, tying us to suffering. Letting go doesn't mean pretending the hurt never happened, it means releasing its power over you. This clicked for David. He realized he wasn't forgiving to let his betrayer off the hook, he'd be doing it for himself. The teaching wasn't about justice or reconciliation, it was about inner peace. Intrigued, he dug deeper, learning that forgiveness in this sense is a gift you give yourself, a way to break free from the past. Why letting go matters. The idea of letting go isn't just spiritual wisdom, it's practical too. In Buddhism, attachments keep us stuck in a cycle of pain. When we cling to anger, we're not just reliving the hurt, we're adding to it. Releasing that grip, as hard as it might be, opens the door to contentment. Psychology backs this up. Studies show that forgiveness can lower stress, ease anxiety, and boost mental health. It's not about weakness, it's about strength, choosing emotional well-being over endless resentment. For David, this made sense. He saw how his grudge had robbed him of years of happiness. The science and the teachings aligned, holding on hurt him more than anyone else. Maybe, he thought, it was time to try something new. David's turning point. David didn't wake up one day and magically forgive. It was a process. He started by facing his feelings head-on, admitting the pain without feeding the anger. He tried mindfulness, a practice he'd heard about in that talk. Sitting quietly, he'd focus on his breath, noticing when thoughts of betrayal crept in, then letting them drift away like clouds. It wasn't easy, some days, the hurt felt too big, but he kept at it. Over weeks, he made a choice, to forgive, not for the other person, but for his own peace. He didn't call or confront anyone, he simply decided to stop carrying the coal. Slowly, the weight began to lift. He felt lighter, like he could breathe again. After years of suffering, David found inner peace, a quiet joy he hadn't known was possible. How to apply this in your life? David's story isn't just his, it can be ours too. Here's how you can practice letting go in your everyday life. Face your emotions, don't bury the hurt. Name it, anger, sadness, whatever it is. Recognizing it is the first step to releasing it. Try mindfulness, when the past creeps in, pause. Focus on now, your breath, the sound of birds, anything present. It helps you stop ruminating. Write it out, jot down your feelings in a journal or a letter you don't send. It's a safe way to process and let go. Forgive for you, you don't have to forget or reconnect. Forgiveness is about your freedom, not their redemption. Be patient, letting go takes time. If it's tough, talk to a friend or therapist, there's no shame in needing support. The gift of peace. After months of practice, David was a different man. The resentment that once defined him faded, replaced by a calm he hadn't felt in years. He smiled more, slept better, and found joy in small things, a walk, a sunset, a good book. By letting go, he didn't just drop a grudge, he dropped a 1,000-pound weight. For the first time in forever, he was at peace. David's journey reminds us that letting go isn't a quick fix, it's a choice we make again and again. But each time we do, we get a little freer. So, what's weighing you down? Maybe today's the day to start loosening your grip. That inner peace you've been chasing. It's closer than you think. Letting go and inner peace, a path to a calmer life. What does letting go have to do with living peacefully? Everything. When we let go, we free ourselves from the chains of negative emotions, past regrets, and things we can't control. It's not about giving up or shutting down, it's about accepting life as it is and letting it flow naturally. This simple yet profound act allows us to live more fully in the moment, paving the way for inner peace to blossom as a well-deserved reward. Drawing from Buddhist teachings, a bit of psychology, and real-life wisdom, let's explore how letting go brings peace, why it matters, and how you can start practicing it today for emotional healing and stress relief. The connection between letting go and inner peace. In Buddhist teachings, letting go is a cornerstone of finding peace. The Buddha taught that attachment, clinging to desires, people, or outcomes, is the root of suffering. When we hold on too tightly, we set ourselves up for frustration and pain because life doesn't bend to our will. Letting go doesn't mean we stop caring, it means we stop fighting against reality. It's like loosening your grip on a rope you've been tugging in a losing battle, suddenly, the tension disappears. Psychologically, this makes sense too. When we obsess over what went wrong or worry about what might happen, we trap ourselves in a cycle of anxiety and stress. Letting go breaks that cycle, giving our minds space to breathe. In real life, think about how unpredictable everything is, plans change, relationships shift, and surprises pop up. By accepting this unpredictability instead of resisting it, we stop creating our own misery. That's where inner peace begins, in the quiet freedom of not needing everything to be perfect. Why letting go isn't giving up? Here's a common misconception: letting go sounds like quitting. But it's not. Quitting is passive, letting go is active, an intentional choice to release what no longer serves us. Imagine you're holding a hot coal, burning your hand because you're angry at someone. Letting go is dropping that coal, not because you've lost the fight, but because you value your own peace more than the pain. It's about choosing contentment over chaos. This distinction matters because it reframes letting go as an act of strength. You're not surrendering to life's challenges, you're rising above them. In Buddhism, this is tied to equanimity, a calm, balanced state where you're not swayed by every high or low. The result? A life where inner peace isn't just a fleeting moment but a steady presence. How letting go transforms your life. So, how does letting go lead to living peacefully? It's all about stopping the inner war. When we cling to negative emotions like anger or regret, we're stuck reliving the past or fearing the future. But when we let go, we come back to the present, the only place where life actually happens. Mindfulness, a key practice in Buddhist teachings, helps here. It teaches us to notice our thoughts and feelings without getting caught in them. Like leaves floating down a river, we let them drift by. This shift does more than calm us down, it opens us up. Free from the weight of what we can't control, we start to see the beauty in what's right in front of us: a sunny day, a kind gesture, a quiet evening. Gratitude naturally grows, and with it, a deeper sense of contentment. That's the magic of letting go. It doesn't just ease stress, it enriches our days with peace and purpose. Practical ways to let go every day. Ready to bring letting go into your life? Here are some easy, practical steps rooted in Buddhist wisdom and real-world experience. Be mindful, spend a few minutes daily focusing on your breath. When worries or frustrations creep in, acknowledge them gently and return to the present. It's like training your mind to stay light. Accept the uncontrollable. Next time something annoys you, a delayed bus, a friend's remark, pause and think, I can't change this. Then focus on what you can do, like reading a book or taking a deep breath. Release resentment, holding a grudge. Write it down, feel it fully, then let it go, maybe even tear up the paper. It's emotional healing for you, not them. Practice gratitude. Each night, list 3 things you're thankful for. It could be as simple as a good meal. This shifts your lens from lack to abundance. Embrace change. Life is impermanent, a core Buddhist teaching. When things feel heavy, remind yourself, this won't last forever. It softens the grip of the moment. These aren't big leaps, they're small steps. But each one builds a habit of letting go, inching you closer to inner peace. The reward, a peaceful, fuller life. Letting go isn't a quick fix, it's a practice. And the more you do it, the more natural it feels. Over time, the things that once upset you, a rude comment, a rainy day, lose their power. You feel lighter, more adaptable, and oddly, more in charge of your own joy. That's the gift. By releasing the need to control everything, you gain peace that doesn't depend on external circumstances. In Buddhist teachings, this path leads to liberation from suffering. But you don't need to meditate in a temple to feel it. Inner peace is here for you now, in the mess and beauty of everyday life. So, what can you let go of today? A small worry? A lingering, what if? Release it, and notice the space it leaves behind. That's where living peacefully begins, one breath, one choice at a time. Conclusion: embrace the journey of letting go. That wraps up our exploration of Buong Exe, or letting go, rooted in Buddhist teachings. We've unpacked what it means to release the grip of attachments, why it's so challenging, and how it can lead us to a life of inner peace. From understanding that suffering often stems from holding on too tightly, to discovering practical tools like meditation and mindfulness, this video has shown that letting go is less about loss and more about liberation. It's a path to emotional healing, one that doesn't happen overnight, but transforms us with every step. Let's recap the essentials. Letting go is about freeing yourself from emotions, expectations, or past hurts that weigh you down. It's not giving up, but gaining freedom. Challenges like fear or old habits can block the way, yet recognizing them is the first move toward change. Practices such as meditation, to calm your mind, mindfulness, to live in the moment, and compassion, to soften resentment, make this journey possible. The result? A deeper inner peace that stays with you, no matter what life throws your way. So, what's next? This isn't about perfection, it's about starting. Today, take one small step. Sit quietly for a few minutes, let go of a nagging thought, or offer kindness instead of holding a grudge. Feel that shift? That's the magic of Buong Xa beginning to work. It's a lifelong journey, but each effort lightens your load and brightens your days. You've got this, and the more you practice, the more you'll see your life move in a positive direction. We're not just here to talk at you. At Life Lessons, we're building a community to support your growth. Loved this video? Share it with a friend who might need a nudge toward peace. And if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We've got more lessons on mindfulness, personal growth, and living intentionally coming your way. Join us, let's walk this path together. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What are you ready to let go of? How are you bringing Buong Xa into your life? Your words could spark someone else's breakthrough. And if this resonated, give us a like. It helps spread these teachings to others searching for inner peace. Letting go is a journey, not a race. With each choice to release, you're crafting a life of calm and clarity. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll dive deeper into living with purpose. Until then, take care, and keep moving toward the peace you deserve. See you soon.